Hello, my name is Daniela. Thank you for joining me. Today, it seems almost as usual, I'll be talking about something that I wasn't really planning on talking about originally. So that being said, I'd like to talk to you about the videos that I'm producing on this YouTube channel. It's to help people grow, evolve, be on the divine path, help them through this life. Sometimes it can feel like a landmine, right? Like very careful where you step. But as we transition, and it involves surrendering and allowing things to happen, and it's how you view the universe. And my shifts, I'm seeing it more and more as a very loving, supportive, positive experience. It's like, let's have fun, let's enjoy this experience. So now that I'm in that awesome place, that being said, okay, this is a commitment, to live this kind of life of walking the walk and talking your talk. Like, it's not like, ding, the camera's on, so let me act a certain way. What you see is what you get with me. And I think a lot of people appreciate that about me. I'm sure there's many people that rather not hang out with me or whatever. That's okay. And that's because we're not a vibrational match. The frequencies are just not, right? There are two different levels and whatever the case may be. And that's okay. Everybody has a right to their own evolvement unfolding. And it's not for anyone else to say, hey, you're not going fast enough. Hey, you're not keeping up with me. It's your choice at that time to maybe step out of a relationship or step back, but it's not okay to try to control someone else's development. It's one thing to lend a helping hand, but it's another to constantly try to rescue and save people, or to dictate how they should run things, run their lives. Okay, because you're taking away their power, you're taking away their lessons. So you're not helping them at all by doing that. And that's just a control issue within us. So anyway, like I said, that being said, I've been working very, very hard on my journey, and I've gone through many shifts lately. It seems to be coming faster and faster, which is awesome, but it's always like, who am I now? Or, it's just a very interesting journey. Okay, what I am noticing, I'm coming out of being a hermit. That's a phase that I've been in. And there were some difficult, very challenging things that I went through. Heartache, grief, pain, and which we all do. And when I lost my best friend, it really was a jolt. Miss him all the time. Every day I think about him and I feel him around me. That's awesome. But I still would really love to be able to hang out with him in a physical form. So for many months now, I was a hermit. I'm just recently coming out. And one thing I didn't realize until recently, we all know or we've heard it, like attracts like, okay? Or we'll hear misery loves company, things of that nature. And because I've done so much work on myself, I am so much happier, joyful, blissful. And it's like nothing has changed and everything has changed. And I just really love the place that I'm at right now. But I also noticed the hermit in me. I guess that was on purpose. Like, not that it was a game plan, but because I had been in so much pain, my circle of people were in a great deal of pain, or maybe in toxic situations and relationships. And now that I'm coming out of this, I noticed that I'm reaching out to people that I guess were always on the outskirts. I hadn't seen in a while, or whatever the case may be, reaching out to them, and a much healthier, positive relationships of people working on themselves that want to grow, evolve, and they just have a passion for life. And that's what I'm attracting into my life now. And it's funny because that's how I feel. And I notice the people that, whether I'm having dinner with them, a cup of coffee, meeting them in a park, whatever the case may be, they're in a much happier state. I absolutely still love the people from my past, but it's very difficult for me to stay in it when it's not an equal energy exchange, or like my frequencies up here, I just haven't felt right about hanging out or reaching out or phone calls or anything. It doesn't, it's like something has been holding me back, and I didn't realize it until just recently. It's because we're no longer a vibrational match. And again, everyone has a right to their own pace of development progress. And even if they are going to continue on the path that they are currently on, that's their right. And again, no one has a right to interfere with someone else's life lessons. So if they don't do it this time, that's their choice, freedom, right? And but it's also okay for us to step back because it may be too painful for us. It may drag our energy down. And if there's somebody that keeps dragging you down, that's not great for your development either. You want to hang around with people that you're going to feel good. If you leave and you're like, oh my God, that was the longest hour of my life. That was so draining. I feel so depressed. I just want to go to sleep right now. That's something that's not healthy for you. And it's funny because I was even getting like I don't know if you want to say warnings or a heads up, like you're not really going to have fun when you go and do that. And even though I was getting those signals, I'm like, well, I'm still going to do it just to see if that's my brain instead of guidance. And lo and behold, it was not my brain. And they were very draining experiences, and it really hurts me. I love people very much, and I care deeply for them, but I love people enough to allow them to be them and do what they need to do. But I'm no longer going to sacrifice myself and deplete my own energy, my own happiness and well-being for those of others that are choosing to stay with certain situations that make them very unhappy. They're very toxic situations. Even though it's their right to stay in that, it's also my right to look out for my well-being, what's best for me. And I think that needs to be said because from a very young age, we're taught that as being very selfish because everybody else's needs, especially as a woman, but light workers in general, whether male or female, we feel guilty if we put our own needs in front of someone else's, and that's not healthy. We need to put ourselves first. And it's like what they tell you on the airplane, like if there's trouble, right, turbulence, whatever, something's going down, we need to put the oxygen mask over ourselves first, right? We need to make sure that we're okay before we go and help our children or other people in the row. And that's just completely logical. We need to take care of ourselves, fill our own vessel up, and the overflow is what we share with others. And we can't keep depleting ourselves. What I found is, like, it's so detrimental to your well-being. I can't do it anymore. And once I made that click, like in March, like another shift, and I just realized, like, since I made that decision, I am so much happier, and I notice I'm having a more positive influence on others just by being, I feel filled with love, joy, hope, happiness, and that's something that I'm sharing with others. And I definitely feel like, at least for me at this point, this is the way to go. But I think a lot of us need to hear that. And then I heard something from Jim Quick. He's just amazing, like for memory loss and things like that. But one of the things that he says, his mentor said, be careful who you hang out with. If you hang out with 9 broke people, be careful because you may be the 10th. And I think it's more than that, not just broke people. Be careful with who you hang out with. Like if they're all in toxic relationships, 9 people, you might be the 10th. And like attracts like. So once you realize, like, you're around depressing people, you're around people that have no hope, you might want to do an energy shift, right? Like, is that really what you want to do? Because if that's your circle, if those are the people that you're around, I don't really, like, if that's what you want to do, great, free will. But I know for myself, I realized I was in a lot of pain, and those were the people that I was attracting into my life. So just self-observation, a heads up. What else did I want to say? The other thing is a lesson that I really have learned. People will show you who they are. Believe them the first time. So if you can start incorporating some of these things, like, you know what? She has a point. Like, all the people that I've been around lately are very negative. I've even been around people that didn't like the opposite sex. Like, they really had negativity towards the other sex. And I just find that interesting because, right? I mean, I know it's close with percentages, but do you really want to dislike half the population? Like, that just seems insane to me. Or do you really, like, there's good and bad in everything? And with all the hate that's going around, the world absolutely needs more love. Not like, I'm different from you in this case, like different nationality, different religion, different belief system. It's okay to be different. I'm just asking, are we being healthy? That's the thing. Because I'm still giving these people love and light from a distance is still in my prayers. I love them very much. But I'm no longer going to sacrifice my own energy, my own well-being, my own health. And believe me, I had done that to such a severe degree that my health started to seriously decline. So I'm not making light of, like, talking about survival and your well-being. I really thought I may not physically make it. It was that severe. So please just maybe do a little self-evaluation and see what you're actually doing in your life. Many blessings to you. Namaste. If you like the video, please give it a thumbs up. The other thing is, I would really appreciate it if you joined up to follow my YouTube channel. Many blessings, love and light. Bye-bye. Thank you for joining me.